Dear Diary, this restriction's already starting to be a bit painful. Alright, so we are day 4, which is the important day because now we have the 4 pieces of the starting set. Got a rare book. So just as a reminder, what the restriction I'm doing on this is the only times I can actively play are when I wake up in the morning. I can spend about 20 minutes. So most of the time that's going to be log in, check arena, refresh it, see if there's anything I can fight, do some clan boss, then like very quickly do stuff in the tavern or try to push a level or 2 in the campaign, then go back, check arena, and that'll probably be about 20 minutes and then I'm done. Then turn on BlueStacks and just let it go for the day. Then basically a few hours before reset, kind of to simulate, that I had either gotten home from school or work or what have you. A couple hours before reset, just come in, see if I need to switch out like the champions that are being auto run through. And if there's nothing that needs switched, I'll just turn off that so that I'll have energy when the reset happens. At reset, I'll play for a little over an hour, so about an hour and 5 minutes or so, kind of to show like, hey, how would an account go? They can only play for about an hour a day, and then in the time in the morning, like when you're waking up, stuff like that. So you kind of have some time because you're not really doing anything quite yet for your day. And then at the end of that hour, at the end, I used my auto runs, and then before bed, I would turn BlueStacks back on. So BlueStacks is running while I'm asleep, and then while I'm at work, right? Like that's kind of how it's going. Basically, anyone could do that, and I'm just trying to simulate how fast could an account kind of progress if that restriction was on it. Additionally, I'm not going to open any void shards that I get, and that's kind of just to show a little bit better that, most people aren't as great as they like to think they are about holding on to shards. So that'll be like less points that I have for champion chase, less points I have for summon rush, trying to make that work. But also, like, there's a lot of variance in void shards, right? Like, someone could open in their first couple of void shards, like I did on my previous free-to-play account, something like Cephian Coldheart, or CV Soulless Coldheart, like I did, right? And be able to progress through things much quicker. Or someone could open up a bunch of junk. Or Belor's another good one, Reliquary Tinder, stuff like that. So I'm just going to avoid that sort of variance altogether and say, I open what I open, but it won't be from void shards. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Now, the one thing about that is any of the accounts that I've started before have I've been able to play quite a bit, in the first few days at least, and I've always either won the novice tournament or gotten to the 1,000 points, and I didn't come anywhere close. I didn't even get the 500 points for this champion. So that's one thing, right? Like there's just some inefficiency there. I did get some benefit from the the Turkey Day event. So I'll get some more 3-star chickens, and then I'll have a 5-star chicken, which is a big deal. It's something that, that's a 5th of the 6-star for my my starter, Kale, that I won't have to farm for. So having started this around this time is actually an incredibly huge deal. It might not reflect very well about like what an account outside of an event like this could have done. On the other hand, there's always events and stuff like that going on, so who knows. Also, just like if you had started early enough that you got the Kreela fragment summon, Kreela is a huge deal for progression and was great. So if you didn't get that or started just a little too late, like my free-to-play account did and didn't get Kreela, that's another one of those things, right? Like if you start at the wrong time, maybe you're not getting everything optimally there. But in terms of that, the other thing, I'm currently on the mission of defeating 20 champions in the arena, and that's not super easy for me right now. Like, if I was playing more, then I could refresh more often, and this would have been taken care of in just a couple of hours. But I obviously has not been the case, so I've been sitting on this since yesterday. So just like some small things that are definitely going to slow it down, which is good, right? It's giving me a bit of a better perspective of the average player that is more restricted on their time, whereas my previous free-to-play account didn't really do that, right? I was there all the time, and then again, similarly, the market, being able to get extra food, extra mystery shards. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and spin this just to have more access to mystery shards going forward. Basically, anytime there's a mystery shard or an ancient shard in here, I'm going to go ahead and spend it. Actually, this is only 60,000 silver, so I'll go ahead and get that too. Just to have this all unlocked. And on all of my accounts in the past, I very, very highly rely on the market to get food. But when you're only able to check it a couple of times a day, it's much, much harder to kind of rely on that, and then to rely on it for mystery shards as well. So those are kind of the areas that I anticipate being problematic. The sparring pit, I'm not going to unlock because I don't log in enough every day to be able to fully use it. So it will take, I know I posted a video before, and it was like somewhere between 60 and 80 days, roughly, is kind of when it pays for itself. But if I'm not able to log in frequently enough, it's not really worth the investment. I haven't decided how I feel about the gem mine. I know that my advice in the past is, if you're not buying the sparring pit, you definitely shouldn't buy the gem mine, because the gem mine is more efficient. However, I know everyone does it, so I'm still kind of on the fence about whether I'll do this or not, just knowing that everyone else does, to kind of get a good gauge of where that is. If you have any thoughts, just go ahead and comment down below whether you think I should open the mine or not. I don't know that I'll even have this account being played for, much more than, 120 days or so, depending on how long it takes to get Arbiter, stuff like that. So the mine might barely pay for itself by the time this account is done. But you also never know, right? Like when you start playing a game like this, will you be playing this 5 months from now? If you are, then you should get the gems mine. If you're not, then probably not worthwhile. But yeah, that's where I am. At the moment, Kale is level 43, so he's 5-star. Got that yesterday during that video. Got some champions up to 3-star, level 30 right now. Some 2-star food that I'm going to push up to 3-star here relatively soon. And yeah, just continuing on the grind. I got this yesterday. Just put it on there to help him get through some of the levels. Obviously now we have this, and it's much better. Let's go ahead and push this up to 8. So yeah, that's where I am on this. It's going to be, again, just focusing on getting Kale up to 6 stars. Really all I can do for the next few days. I'm not going to at all, even a little bit, try to get the Fragment Champion. I'm going to make a video probably tomorrow talking about how I don't even think it was worth it for free to play in general. Just because it was quite a commitment to get that in terms of shards. And I don't think it's a worthwhile champion in general. So you'll get my thoughts on that tomorrow better. But yeah, that's all. That's really all I had for today. I appreciate you guys watching. If you want to catch it live, I do stream this segment live from Sunday to Thursday at 7 o'clock Central Time, so an hour after the reset. And that's at twitch.tv/cluelesseconomist. So thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you live.